You know what happens to your sleep and your blood sugar after a 24-hour fast when you are pre-diabetic or possibly type 2 diabetic already. Now that is what this video is all about. In my last video, I shared what a 24-hour fast did to my blood sugar during the day, and I was honestly disappointed. But what happened during the night gives me hope and some optimism. But first, nothing on this channel is medical advice. I'm just a guy. I'm just a 50-year-old guy. And this is just me sharing my journey back to a better and healthier version of myself. And all I'm doing here is just for your entertainment, and hopefully some of you might even find some inspiration in it. So last night I went to bed later than usual, which was around midnight, and I've only slept about 6.5 hours. It's not ideal, and especially not in this situation, but it is what it is. So what happened during the night, which gives me a glimmer of hope, is that my blood sugar went down to about 5.5 millimoles or 99 milligrams during the night, as you can see from the graph that I'm putting on the screen now. And this is from my Dexcom app. So for about a total of about 45 minutes, I was down in the 5-something millimoles, or, you know, plus minus hundreds for you Americans. And that is very close to normal glucose levels. But unfortunately, for the better part of the night, I was at diabetic levels, basically, meaning in the 7 to 8 range, or 126 to 144 milligrams. There were a few tiny dips down in the 6 levels, or in the 108 to 126 milligrams level, but they were few and they were short. But what does this all mean? Well, safe to say, I've spent a lot of time this week researching, reading about this, and of course using all the available AI tools at my disposal. I actually use 3 AI tools in my work. The fact that my levels went down to 5-something is an indication that my liver is finally backing off a little bit, and that my blood glucose production slowed down enough to drop into the normal range. And this is indicative of a temporary improvement in insulin sensitivity and or reduced cortisol during that 45 minutes window. So maybe, just maybe, my body is starting to become metabolically flexible and switching to burning fat for fuel. So this should then mean that my metabolic system is responding to fasting and food changes instead of resisting it. Since I use an Oura ring as well, which I have for years, and mostly to track sleep, I can now cross-reference my sleep data with my blood sugar. And this is where it kind of gets a little bit interesting. So what I found in my research is that deep sleep often correlates with a lower cortisol level, which reduces liver glucose output. And it also seems like REM sleep, as I understand it, can also have similar effect. Now have a look at this. I'll put an image on the screen, which is from my Oura app. Around the same time as I'm in deep sleep, around 2:30 at night, my blood glucose went down to 6 or 108. Then I went into REM sleep around 3:30, when I had that significant drop down to 5.5 or about 99 milligrams. Now, strangely enough, I woke up when my blood sugar was at its best and I went to the toilet. But after it, it was quite light sleep and then again into REM sleep. And then when the blood sugar spiked up again into the high 7s or even 8, it seems like I woke up a little bit before falling asleep again. So in summary, despite I was quite disappointed yesterday, the night after my fast actually gave me some glimmer of hope. So I want to call this a tiny win. My body can still get down to normal levels by itself, suggesting that metabolic flexibility is possible for me. But this is not a victory over type 2 diabetes. It's just a tiny win on the way, but a tiny win that gives me a tiny bit of hope and encouragement to continue this fight. I am still fragile and I'm still insulin resistant, but maybe, just maybe, I'm in early recovery. Now that's a wrap for day 2 in this journey beating type 2 diabetes. I will try to make a video every day in June documenting this journey. So if you are struggling yourself with being pre-diabetic or just in midlife and things aren't great with your health, as it is with me, and you want to be entertained or inspired by my journey or my misery, why don't you subscribe and follow along?